Alrighty, so we're back on some more Warframe. No surprise there, really. Probably just still work on some more Operation Belly of the Beast. I don't think I need to do that much more. Just a little bit, maybe a few more runs, and then I'll probably be good on it. There still is, how much more time? And 8 days left. Alright, I will just hop in here, talk about whatever else. It is currently 2:38 a.m., so if I sound tired, it's because I am. I've only been up since like 1:50 p.m. roughly, actually. Maybe more so about 1 p.m. actually. Had work from 3 to 11 today, and of course it's Saturday. Well, it was Saturday. And of course, more than that, it's Memorial Day weekend, so it's just, yeah, that's a lot more to deal with. I think Monday itself is probably going to be the hectic day, but weekends can also really just be busy. It's really just busy for the whole weekend since Memorial Day is Monday. And of course, Saturday I think is like probably a lot of people's favorite day, so a lot of them probably just go out today to eat. And I guess that's the topic of today's video, just simply that holidays for restaurant workers are pretty dang miserable, because it just really is a level of busy that is beyond what's normal. Typically on like normal weekdays, it tends to be pretty slow. Normally we are pretty much like the most busy when we first open, which we open at 11 a.m., which I guess makes sense. Some people just like to get their morning coffee or whatever, morning breakfast, lunch, etc. Probably a lot of elderly people, I guess. I don't know. It's not really come to my mind to actually go to a restaurant at like 11 a.m. If I go out to eat, it's normally later in the day that I would do so. Maybe more so around like, I don't know, 3 p.m. if I wanted to. Granted, maybe I'm already kind of an odd one out for not being much of a breakfast or lunch person. I typically just eat whenever I come home from work, which can either be like 7:30 p.m. It can be as late as like 11:30 p.m. Just really depends. It's whatever my shift is. My shift changes around quite a bit, but regardless, it's typically most busy when we first open. Kind of get like a sizable group that comes in usually, and then after that it kind of just slows down. It typically takes like an hour, you know, maybe more so around 12 o'clock it starts to slow down, and then it's just pretty dang slow the rest of the day. Of course, you'll get that dinner rush around like 5 to 6 p.m. somewhere around there, but most of the day it's typically just not that busy. It's pretty dang slow. You kind of just can work on whatever restaurant chores there are, just cleaning, etc., whatever else needs to be done. And then on weekends it can typically be, it's normally more so busy on Saturday and Sunday. Surprisingly not that busy for Friday. You would kind of expect Friday to be a bit more busy, but at the same time I get it. It still is a Friday. It still is a work day. A lot of people still have work that day, whereas Saturday and Sunday, that's when most people are off. They don't have to work. So with Saturday and Sunday being busy, you can definitely bet that if there's an event going on or a holiday, it's just going to get even more busy. And how busy? Well, it can definitely be out the door busy. And the thing is, we have like a pretty long line. Like you could probably at least fit 50 people in there comfortably. And it's really hectic to try to deal with it, especially in like kitchen or dairy bar. Cause I mean, especially in dairy bar, you could be like 20 tickets behind. Now, of course, for the weekend or if there's an event, a holiday, we do typically prep for that by just making sure to have a ton more employees scheduled. Weekdays, there tend to be around, I don't know, like 50 to 60 shifts, whereas on the weekend, it typically is more so around 100. I think today there was around 110 or 120. There was about 25 closers. Now, what's funny is I was actually just scheduled in a dish, and it was quite a stark difference from the rest of the restaurant, because I got there about 3 p.m. today, went to dish. It's, you know, a little busy in dish, but I managed to get it sorted out, get it cleaned up, and then I'm kind of just chilling to where it's like I really start to have almost nothing to do really. And then I would go around to kitchen whenever I'm like delivering plates to them, and they're getting slammed. I didn't really get a glimpse of dairy bar this morning, or not morning, evening, but I can assume they were busy as well. Although what's funny is the past Memorial Days, whenever I would come in to dish, actually I for some reason get scheduled on dish a lot whenever it's Memorial Day. I don't know if that's just a pure coincidence or just I don't know, but normally I'd come in and dish is just an absolute mess. It's wrecked. There's like 5 carts of just all sorts of stuff that needs to be cleaned, and it's quite stressful to deal with actually when starting out, because I would just not even know where to start. But with today, it was a lot more relaxed for some reason. I came in, there was just yeah, there was a cart, whereas before there would normally be like 5 or 6 carts just loaded up, not just of plates, but like all sorts of bakery equipment, tubs, containers, ladles, spatulas, you name it, really. But today that was just not quite the case, really. But whenever we know that like a holiday or event is coming, there's always a sense of dread with it, because you just know, oh man, it's going to be so busy, it's going to be so stressful, so pressuring. And I mean, it's always totally fun to deal with customers that complain about their order taking a while, when it's like, yeah, it's busy, you're probably going to have to wait like 15 to 20 minutes. As crazy as it might sound, we are not exactly a fast food restaurant. We're not exactly like a fancy sit-down dining restaurant that takes like 30 minutes. But I mean, I expect your order to take around 15 to 20 minutes when we're busy, And then of course there's just always some sort of chaos that has to happen on busy days like this. Oh, what's funny is actually for Mother's Day, my manager said he always hates Mother's Day because he realized that there was someone that was actually scamming him on Mother's Day. It was some older lady that would always come in and say that we forgot her order, and then it took him a few years to realize that she was scamming us by, well, we simply never forgot her order. She never even ordered in the first place, so she was just trying to get free food. And then I guess another kind of recent story I have actually was actually for Friday. I was trying to remember what day it was. Or no, I think it was Thursday. On Thursday, the outside restroom for the men's, the toilet was like clogged, and it was super clogged because I tried taking a toilet to it and it was just not doing it. And then of course it's a sensory toilet, so whenever you're not there, it automatically flushes. Well, it was already filled to the brim, of course, and so when I like walked away after trying to unclog it, the sensor went off and the toilet flushed, and of course that overfilled it and it just poured all over the floor. But regardless, we had to call our maintenance and they managed to get the toilet unclogged, and what was clogging it was a pair of underwear. Yes, genuinely a pair of underwear. Who knows why there was a pair of underwear stuffed in the toilet. The stuff some customers stuff in the toilet is just, oh wow, it can really amaze you. Because I remember last year I found a whole diaper in it, which yeah, I get it, people have kids and babies, but you don't throw a diaper in the toilet, man. Do you know how absorbent those diapers are? I learned how absorbent they are because of that instance. Like diapers, like gosh man, they get like the size of the baby itself, like it's crazy. But I mean, this Saturday, at least for this holiday, Memorial Day, it was actually surprisingly fine, at least for me, since I was in dish. I'm sure the rest of the restaurant was pretty chaotic, because that's what it looked like. But I do work Monday, surprisingly just 11 to 4. So that actually should not be that bad, at least. But we'll have to see how that goes. I'm sure it will be busy. Friday it rained, so that definitely helped out quite a bit. Oh yeah, and since it is Memorial Day, we do normally have the carnival going on outside. So that's a lot more attraction. And I mean, it doesn't help that already we have like basically a ton of outdoor activities for customers to mess around with. Got a batting cages, got a driving range, got a big slide, got mini golf, or I guess you could say putt-putt, whatever. And then of course in the fall we typically have like a pumpkin patch and haunted hay rides. We usually have quite a bit of outdoors activities going on. We've got a carousel as well. So yeah, the restaurant can get absolutely busy when there's an event going on or a holiday. I feel like the most crazy event is usually the Jeep event, because what the Jeep event is it's literally just a giant Jeep gathering across the street. I don't know, I'm not a car person, I'm definitely not a Jeep person, but people literally just pull up in their Jeeps and show them off. I don't know, I don't get it, but alright. Anyway, we'll see how the rest of this weekend goes. We'll see how Monday goes. While most people may look forward to holidays, as a restaurant worker, I kind of dread it.